Well, welcome back to the Valley Hoops Insider podcast, part of the Valley Hoops Insider website. Harry Schroeder with you today, and that young man there, Jarrett Hensley, the forward for the Southern Illinois Salukis. And Jarrett, thanks for joining us today. I know you're fresh out of practice, probably out of breath and all of that. Talk about practice with Coach Nagy. How is it the same or different maybe than a year ago under Coach Mullins?
I'd say, a little bit of similarities, just really competitive, a lot of energy, both coaches did a great job, teaching us and teaching their, schemes and their values and their standards every single day. And then a little bit different. It's just, I'd say Coach Nagy's is, much more just fast paced, just go, 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 not a lot of breaks. And just kind of teaching us how to play really, really fast. I think that's the biggest difference from this year and last year is we play really, really fast, and we're trying to learn how to, play fast and play smart at the same time, take care of the ball. And, so it's just a high energy practice and really, really competitive.
You're a 6'8" guy. Were you always a basketball player, though, or are there other sports that you maybe liked more, but you became 6'8", or was basketball always number one?
Yeah, I was always kind of taller from my age group growing up, but I was a huge baseball player. My dad, I was like, he loved playing that sport and kind of got me into it. So I wanted to play in the major leagues and play for the Royals and stuff, and in Kansas City. And I was always left-handed, so
that helps.
I had to play center field and pitcher because you can't play, infield that much. So, but my favorite player was Derek Jeter. So I wanted to be a shortstop really, really bad, but it didn't work out. It got really hot out, and I got kind of tired of wearing pants and stuff. So, I just kind of fell into, playing basketball because I did everything my older brother did, and he started playing before me. So I kind of fell into it, and it just kind of chose me, I guess.
Leavenworth, Kansas high school, and you end up at Linkier Academy. Now, I know Adam Donier pretty well. How did you end up at Link?
He just one of my AAU coaches had a connection with him and kind of said, "Hey, I got this kid that is looking to go in a prep school route," and he had no idea who I was. And I stepped in the gym and played for like 5 minutes and said, "Hey, I think you need to come here, and it'd be really good for your career." And Coach Donier is really, really close to me, really good resource for me to have. He's always helped me just throughout my career so far, and I'm really glad that I have him in my life.
You ended up at Cincinnati and then at SIU. What was that transition like coming to the Salukis?
It was good. I think, I had, some good coaches last year that recruited me and kind of made me feel like home and gave me a big opportunity, to come in and help the team win. I didn't really know much about SIU or even like the Valley. I grew up, in Kansas, obviously. So
had to be a KU fan, right?
Yeah. Actually, it was Wichita State.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a big, I was like Ron Baker and Clancy Early.
Oh, so you did know the Valley a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah, but I only knew Wichita State really. So I was a big fan. Me and my dad, we kind of grew up watching Wichita State. So I kind of knew the Valley a little bit, but then when I got here, man, the high level basketball that it produces, high level players, big time games. I love it. I think it's a really, really underrated league and with a lot of great talent.
And you're a graduate student, and in the portal pandemic that I call it, that we live in right now, probably could have gone a lot of different places in the off season with a coaching change and all of that. What made you stick around?
Yeah, I think, it was one thing that was really important to me was just getting my degree, getting my master's, and SIU provided that for me. And then, I think just having great talks with Coach Nagy and his staff, Coach Mayman, who was here last year, stayed on, and I had a good talk with him. I had a good bond with him already. So, and then Coach Nagy just he broke it down to me. He's really, he's kind of a blunt guy. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. So he told me straight up, you have a big time opportunity here. We need you. We're going to rely on you, and we're going to need you to come help us win some games. So I just felt like for me, it was kind of the best option for me to come in and stay and finish out my school and finish out my career here.
When I'm getting to know players, I always ask them about their number. Is 32 random? Is 32 a number you picked for a reason? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I had, when I was a freshman in high school, I made varsity. And when you're a freshman, you got to choose your number last. So
yeah, you get nothing, right?
Yeah, I was a new kid on the block kind of. And, 32 kind of was the only number available. So I've just been sticking with it. It's never done me wrong so far. So I'm gonna keep riding with it.
Spectacular. We were talking before we got started, and I always like to ask players maybe their biggest thrills or some of their most exciting moments in college basketball or in high school. But uh, I was at the game last year when you guys knocked off Indiana State, and you had some really important key plays in that game. You personally, is that one of the top memories you've created there at Southern for yourself, and maybe share that or others?
For sure, I think playing in that game, I think Indiana State was 25th in the country that time, and it was one of the historic wins, as a ranked team coming into Ventura. So, it was a huge win for us. We needed it in the standings too. So, I just remember the energy, coming in playing. That team last year that Indiana State had was an elite team, and it was so fun just getting at the end of the game, getting the block, and then I remember having a big assist to Kennard Davis in the corner for three. So, man, it was just a fun game.
Yeah, I happened to be at that game right at the end of the half. Coach Mullins draws up a play, and there was like 2 seconds left in the half, and they draw up a play for you to tip one in or lob one in. They lob it up to you for you to tip in. Then the big block late. I mean, it was a dramatic game.
Man, yeah, it was high emotions, high energy. We wanted them, and they wanted to beat us. So, man, it was really fun. And I just remember the fans, and it felt like the floor was kind of rumbling. You know what I mean? You could feel it. It was just so loud in there. So it was awesome.
I don't think there's anything like that I guess every sport has its dramatic moments, but because basketball is so right down to the wire, the fans right on top of you, it's such a unique experience to have dramatic things going on late in a game, late in a shot clock, something like that. It's a pretty spectacular sport.
For sure, I think it's kind of why you play, get that emotional high a little bit, and just to compete at a really high level. It's why I love playing at this school and in this conference. I think it's just a lot of high level games, like I said, and some great talent.
Give us a little insight into the Egyptian Dogs. What are the things you guys are thinking about working on? What is Coach Nagy trying to nudge you toward? The season, it's long, there's ups and downs, but what are you guys building on maybe currently?
Currently, I think we're just trying to keep our turnovers at a minimum right now. I think we play really, really fast, and we're a really, really good team, dynamic team in transition. But we got to keep our turnovers down. That's a big thing for us. And just our defense, Coach Nagy, he preaches, our defense is going to travel with us, even home or away. So our offense is not going to be there every single night. So we got to just continue to grow with our defense. And I feel like one of the strengths in our team has just been rebounding, beating teams up on the glass. And, we're really long, really athletic. So he always harps on us going to the offensive board or just boxing out in defensive end, getting rebounds. So I think we're kind of honing in on ourselves right now. It's a good time. We're only playing a game a week right now. So we're really, really going at it and practice and kind of just building those habits, building our standards and our values every day.
Yeah, you're off until High Point shows up, and they're a really high-level team later in the weekend. Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about that in a bit. Give me a little insight into Kennard Davis. His high school is just down the road from where I live here in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. Talk about that Vashon Wolverine, would you?
Yeah, I knew, when I came in the first day here, our first practice, I knew he was going to be a really good player, really special player. He's physically, he's there, he's a man. He's got some physical gifts that you can't teach. And then, he's just a really smart basketball player. He has winning intangibles, I think, that separates him. Making the one more pass or just doing the extra stuff, diving on the floor. He's an elite defender. We put him on the opposing team's best offensive players, so that's a big responsibility. And then, this year, man, he's blossomed into a big time, offensive player. Taking big shots for us, kind of being that alpha male on the offensive end, trying to, create shots for all of us. So it's been great to watch him kind of grow. I think he's going to have a really bright future. He's going to make a ton of money for him and his family. So I'm really proud of him. And, he's just got to continue to keep working, continue to stay healthy, continue to just stay hungry. But now he's a great player. So, yeah.
Ali Diba, I think, picked up his 1,000th point the other night. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about him.
Man, he's actually my roommate. He's kind of he's from Sweden. foreign, kind of simple guy. Doesn't really do too much, but man, he's on the court. He's fierce. One of the kind of quickest north to south players I've ever played with. His first step is an elite pace, and he can get to his top speed faster than I've seen. So, he's just really good. Cutting really good. Scoring the ball, and he's shooting the ball really well this year, which is I think has opened up a ton of aspects in his game. So, but no, I love playing with him. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him too. So, he's playing really well right now. We need him. We need him to.
When Kennard and Sheridan Sharp both signed there, those were guys coming from different cities, but guys that when they showed up, they came with some reputation, being outstanding players. Tell us a little bit about Sheridan.
Yeah, Sheridan, I call him Sherm, but that's my guy, man. He's a great guy. Even off the court, he's just a fun guy to be around. Really kind of just good energy. Always kind of just good vibes. But on the court, man, he's worked incredibly hard to be in the position where he's at. Coming in this year, thinking that he's going to redshirt, and he stayed ready. Getting us ready in practice for games. Never had a bad attitude. And then when he got his opportunity, he stepped up, and he's been flourishing in his new role. And I'm like his biggest fan. I'm so proud of him that he gets to play and play a big time role for us. And he's a great point guard. He's learning every single day, getting better every single day with every game. So I'm really excited for him.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch him emerge just really over the last 3, 4, 5 games. It's been fun to watch. How have you been helping the new teammates, or have you even begun that kind of conversation? You've had one conference game, but most of the guys on your team haven't played in the Missouri Valley Conference yet other than that one game. Kind of giving them tips, pointers, what the Valley is going to be like? I think you froze up there for a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're blacked out. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I hear you fine. On my end, it's all okay. I was asking you, have you helped? How are you trying to help your guys get ready for Missouri Valley Conference play?
Yeah, I think we just gotta keep getting better every single day, worrying about us. But as far as the Missouri Valley play, we got to keep building our habits. And if we continue to get better as a team every day, we'll be ready. The Valley, it's a different beast than non-con. So we got to continue to keep working and get better. But just kind of tell them what to be expecting. We already played Bradley, and we had a tough out in there, but we got to bounce back in as far as the standings. But I think we'll be okay. We got some great players and some really good coaching, really good coaches and their staff. So we just got to continue to keep getting better.
You mentioned wanting to get your master's degree. According to the website, your degree is in university studies. Tell me what that is.
It's just a bunch of collective little, studies throughout college that I'm trying to get, and then after that, I'm going to get my business administration master's, which I'm pretty looking forward to getting. So it'll be good.
Good for you. Have you guys begun to think about High Point yet? Is Coach working on you about what High Point's going to bring against you?
We've been thinking about it a little bit, not too much right now. Like I said, we're in this good time for just working on us, working on our habits, and trying to get better as a team. So because once we get after a High Point game and we get back from Christmas break, we have 2 games a week, so we're not gonna be able to practice too much about us. We have to scout. So I think right now, man, we're really honed in on how we can get better on our team respectively. But next couple of days we'll definitely lock in because they're an amazing team. They got some really good players and they're playing well right now.
I'll let you go after this. What will Christmas and/or Christmas break look like for Jarrett Hensley?
It'll be really good. Kind of getting away from Carbondale for a little bit. Staying with friends and family and stuff. Kind of getting away from the game. It's always a good time for us as basketball players to kind of get away and reset, and then when we get back, get a fresh new mindset of conference play. So it'll be awesome.
I lied. One last question. How do you try to antagonize Luke Martin, your broadcaster? Do you give him trouble?
That's my guy, man. He's I try not to give him too much trouble. He's got a lot on his plate, but man, he's doing an amazing job. He's going to be a legend here, I feel like. So he's doing really good. I'm really happy for him and proud of him and the work that he's done here. So yeah, I don't give him too much trouble, I don't think.
Luke and I are very good friends. Appreciate your time today. I wish you guys all the best, and knock High Point off, and then fight through the Valley season. Jarrett Hensley, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
That's Jarrett Hensley. He's a terrific forward for the Southern Illinois Salukis, and they've got a big game coming up on Saturday. You've been watching the Valley Hoops Insider podcast, part of the Valley Hoops Insider website. Remember, since you've been there, make it a better place. We'll see you again real soon.